What's up everyone, I have a really cool review for you today. This is the Konstruktor by Lomography, and it gets its name honestly because basically you get a box with little plastic parts of a camera. They're not even cut out of the plastic material when you get them. They're just a sheet of plastic with these little parts that you pop out and put together to make this. Now first of all, many people may wonder if it doesn't have a viewfinder, how do you see out of this camera? Well, it's actually quite simple. You just pop the hood up. This camera is really cool because it has a lens that reflects, and then you look down into it. There's also a neat little magnifier. Now in order to see through the camera though, for some reason, I don't know if this is with everybody's, but the way I put mine together, you have to cock the shutter to where you're getting ready to take a picture. This just basically lets the camera know, hey, the lens is open right now, and you can look through it, and you can actually see some stuff pretty well, which I'll show you. I'm going to try and give you a good example. I don't know if I'm going to be able to because the lighting in here is pretty bad, but you just push this to open up the lens, and then you look through it and you can see a little bit of my bookshelf there. But to take a picture, you just press the shutter button and the shutter releases. Now there's two modes. There's a normal mode and a bulb mode. The normal mode, it's fixed. The normal mode's pretty fast, and the bulb mode can stay open as long as you want it to. So you've got two very good varieties. The only problem is my brother has one of these cameras too, and we somehow put his together a little bit differently. And so his only works on one of the modes. I don't know. Also, another issue I found with this really cool camera is that when you're turning the wheel to advance your film, it's hard to keep up with what number you're on because mine sort of bounces around a lot. You see, it's not very in place. So I didn't even know what number I was on my exposures. I just kept turning and turning and turning, and I shot for what seemed like weeks on the same roll. And I don't know if it was me doing something wrong, the camera maybe, but I didn't get the number of shots that the roll actually takes. And I got some really crazy multiple exposure shots, but I like them. This lever here is to wind the film back a little bit so that it stays tighter inside the camera itself. Now, let's open this thing up. The back pops open, as you can see. It's fairly similar to most cameras. Not all Konstruktor cameras look like mine. They come black. They also come with some neat little tools to help you design it. Stickers to help you design yours however you want it. This is just how I designed mine though. Sort of like a tribal retro type look. I like it though. To focus, you basically just twist the lens. And don't worry, it's not as confusing as you think with all these numbers on the side of the lens. You can use that to go by. But as you're looking through the viewfinder up here, you just turn it and you can actually see the image get into focus when you're looking through it. So it basically shows you when the image is in focus, which is pretty cool. Things I liked about this camera. It was a blast to put together. It took me about an hour and a half, but once I had done mine, putting my brother's together was a bit quicker. I like that you get to design it yourself. That's always a lot of fun. And I like that it's fairly cheap. It's like 30 bucks, I think. Things I don't like about the camera are that the results are a bit questionable. You don't know what you're going to get, which is part of the fun of Lomography. But I had a really hard time keeping up with what exposure I was on, and I still am at a loss as to what number I ended on. I just decided one day to rewind it and send the film off because, like I said, I shot on the same roll for like 3 weeks. But overall, it's a pretty fun camera. You definitely don't know what you're going to get as far as the results. And you can take as many exposures as you want. For example, you just push that up, take a shot. Push it up, take a shot. You don't actually advance the film until you want to go on to your next slide. So, say I want to take like 10 shots. I'm doing multiple exposure with like 10 shots. I'm just going to do this 10 times. And then just turn the wheel to advance the film. It's fairly simple to do, so I like that. Overall, for 30 bucks, you can't go wrong. It's a lot of fun, and if anything, it'll provide a couple hours of entertainment, at least putting it together.